start of the year to where you are today? How happy are you with the development of this group to where you guys sit today, leading to the playoffs?
Yeah, I think we're pretty happy with the strides we made. Obviously, our defensive game has been the strength of our team all year, and I feel like we have a confidence in this group. We like the depth of our team. We love our 5-on-5 play, our goaltending, our decor. So, I think looking at what we tried to accomplish coming into training camp to now, we're satisfied, but now kind of the real work begins, and we're looking forward to the next challenge.
I believe you and Mark are the only ones still on the team that were in that series against Anaheim. So you can probably speak from experience about where this team is today compared to some of those other ones through all these years going into the postseason, Adam.
Yeah, I think look at the 17-18 team, and we were real confident with our team, and one of the best teams in the league. I think this year's team kind of reminds me of that in terms of the depth we have. How we finished the season strong and things like that. There's been some years where we've just snuck in, and other years where we've had a great team and kind of maybe had letdowns, or we've gone on to win a round. But we know we have a real difficult opponent in Colorado. I think the strength of our team is in our depth, and that's going to be incredibly important against a team like them.
Focusing on game one with home ice advantage, you get the last say of the matchup, so I don't think we'd be trading off any trade secrets if you're getting ready for a healthy dose of the MacKinnon line.
I imagine we'll run the bench similar to how we've run the bench all year. So I think the thing with players like that, and Rantanen and Makari, they play so many minutes that you can't rely on just one line. Or that's what kind of has been so good about our team this year, is we've been able to play different lines against kind of the high end players and have some success. And with a guy that plays as many minutes as he does, you're going to need to have awareness up and down the lineup, that when you're on the ice against him, kind of how to mitigate his chances. We know great players they can create at any given time. So just trying to slow him down as much as you can.
How much progression have you seen in the club's defensive posture this season with respect to protecting home plate? So remember, you and I, we had a conversation at the beginning of the year. You guys say that you wanted to make life easier on Connor and Laurent. How much better have you gotten at that this year?
I don't know what the numbers say, but I think a lot better. I think that's been kind of the strength of our defense in terms of in-zone play, is not really allowing a lot of shots coming from the inner slot. I think it has to do with the layers we defend with. I think it has to do with kind of the decisions we're making with the puck when we have it, and I think that's been a big thing for us, is denying kind of the middle of the ice, keeping teams to the outside, allowing them to maybe maintain possession a little longer, but not get those high quality chances.
Can I give you the numbers? Because prior to the All-Star break, you were about top 5 in the league at inner slot protection. After the All-Star break, just around middle of the pack, finishing top 10 in those areas by the end of the season. Why do you feel? I mean, we saw parts of play that's in the second half of the season. It wasn't quite up to the first half of the season. What happened in those areas of the ice and after the All-Star break that led to that decline?
I don't know. I'm not too worried about it, to be honest. I think we had the stretch where we didn't play very well. So I think when you're not playing well, you're a little looser defensively. I think looking at the last 8 games, that's kind of the standard we expect. I think we've got back to being a real stingy team 5-on-5, and that's kind of how I'll approach it.
The biggest threats that Colorado poses, like we know MacKinnon and that, but is it power play? Is it, I don't know, something they do 5-on-5 structure, anything that? I don't expect you to give me a full scouting report, but
well, they've got probably one of, if not the best player in the world right now. So kind of it starts with MacKinnon, but you've got world-class defensemen, Cale Makar, Mikko Rantanen. They've got some really high-end pieces. They've got a great back end. They're mobile. They move the puck well. So Yeah, their power play is lethal. They can score goals. I think you look at their offense; they put up pretty gaudy numbers offensively. So it's certainly a tough test, trying to slow them down, trying to limit their chances. We know there's going to be stretches where they take the play to us. They have a lot of zone time. I think it's just trying to weather those storms and kind of countering, getting to them with our forecheck and things like that.
Adam, we talked about the importance of championship experience. What are the biggest things you've noticed with Tyler Toffoli since his arrival? I know you had LB here, who's won recently, but with Tyler, what do you notice about him on that front?
Yeah, I think kind of with his experience with the Kings and winning the cup with them, I think just kind of his quiet confidence in the team's ability. He doesn't get too emotional. He doesn't kind of ride the waves. I think he says it's important you kind of stay in the moment, things like that. I think it's as this journey goes on, we'll lean more and more on his experience.